straight from the heart of East Tennessee. This is 10 News at 5.
A lot of customers have really enjoyed being able to utilize this right off TV because it's just a convenience factor at that point.
Television manufacturers are making big changes to how you change the channels. Today we're taking a closer look at some revamped remotes. Welcome back to 10 News at 5. I'm Beth Haynes. While technology always seems to be evolving and advancing, one device that has remained pretty standard is the remote control. But with a new wave of internet-ready smart TVs gradually hitting stores, the TV remote is getting smarter too. For instance, Samsung's latest smart TV includes such high-tech features like internet integration and motion controls, but also adds an all-new smart remote. This device allows you to control your TV just by speaking simple commands. And while a second old-fashioned remote is also included, managers at Best Buy in Turkey Creek say people are definitely showing an interest in the newer designs and capabilities.
You can say, "Hi TV," and jumps into the channel, doing the channel up, channel down, or your volume up, volume down. You can tell it to do more commands for like going into, again, the web browsing and going into your different applications. Just kind of ease of use, convenience factor.
That's pretty interesting. Other TVs are adding applications for smartphones and tablet computers that literally turn them into active TV remotes. Well, for more on this topic, we are joined by our tech expert, Dan Thompson from Clearest Networks. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Boy, this is interesting. The remotes are getting fancy.
Yeah, this is really getting cool, I think. And you know what the gentleman from Best Buy was saying, it really adds a convenience factor. But I mean, when you think about just things that we could do, if you could just use your remote, almost like a Wiimote, you know, with the Nintendo Wii, or like the Kinect system, even if they could get to where it would do gestures. I mean, how cool would that be? You could just kind of, it's that futuristic thing where you could walk in and just start talking to your TV and it does whatever you want it to do. It's very cool.
And some of the remotes already have voice recognition and the point and click.
Yeah, it's very fascinating. I mean, even if you think about it from a disability standpoint, people who may not can use a traditional remote, but they can speak very easily, so now can command several different devices in their living room once this technology kind of proliferates throughout all our other devices.
Yeah. Is this a benefit to the average consumer, or do you think it's kind of a gimmick to sell these TVs?
Well, so today it's definitely a gimmick. All these new functions are only available on the high-end TVs. However, like we saw with 3D and really even HD, if you think about it, all the high-end stuff eventually trickles down to the lower end. I haven't been to Best Buy lately, but the last time I was there, it seemed like you couldn't buy a standard def TV anymore. They were all HD.
Yeah.
Pretty soon it'll be that way with 3D technology. So I'm assuming, as long as this catches on anyway, that this will filter down into every model they make.
Now, are you going to always have to buy one of these TVs, or will you eventually at some point be able to just buy the remote?
You know, that's a good question. The way it works today is simply the TVs have some sort of facilities built into them that allows it to interface with this remote. But who knows, in the future maybe they'll come up with some kind of standard and you know, any remote will work with any TV, that kind of thing. So who knows what the future will hold.
Yeah, you know, when you're thinking about the future, sounds pretty handy, especially when you're able to use your smartphone with a phone app to change the channel. Talk about that and how that works.
Yeah, and that actually, to some extent, works today. I have an app on my phone that allows me to control, you know, what TV channels I'm recording with my DVR. I can turn my TV on and off. The Google TV that was a little bit of a failed venture by Google, but they're revamping it. LG is going to launch a model for them. Has a lot of that technology built in. So I think more and more people are wanting to use apps on their phones or their iPads or whatever. And I think, you know, the manufacturers are definitely hearing us and saying, okay, well, let me add that functionality for you. It's easy for them because it's just a little program they have to write, but outside of that, it adds a whole lot of functionality and easeability for us, the end user.
How long do you think it's going to be before these the price comes down on these new TVs and these fancy remotes?
Well, that's the question of the day for sure. I would be shocked if by Christmas time those are not a whole lot cheaper. I'm anticipating, you know, we always do the Black Friday ads and spots and stuff like that come Thanksgiving time. I bet we'll be seeing some of these floating around in more of a, you know, an average consumer price range.
So what's next after this?
Oh man, sky's the limit, right? They had, I saw this thing the other day where this guy was controlling a robot just using only his mind. So maybe we'll go there one day.
Wow, now that really would be interesting. Okay, good to see you as always. Thanks for coming on. Still ahead, we're talking about BYOT, that is Bring Your Own Technology. We'll tell you about a school system in the South that's tapping into devices many students already have at home to enhance learning in the classroom. And then later in sports,